Doug, how are you? What's Alcatel-Lucent up to right now?
Hi. Here at the show, we want to talk about our LTE end-to-end solution, a little bit of what we're doing with some of the partners. But first of all, Alcatel-Lucent is approaching LTE as really an end-to-end solution. So obviously we're working on the radio access side and working very closely with the device manufacturers to get the commercial service in 2010. But we're looking at an end-to-end solution, and Alcatel-Lucent has all the key elements. The enhanced packet core, backhaul products. We have a Meta portfolio that has backhaul microwave products, Ethernet products, and of course optical backbone. We're also putting that together with solutions and services, IMS components, and end-to-end services to provide that end-to-end IP solution that really is LTE. One of the key initiatives we saw was trying to incubate some of these new ideas. What do you do with this really large pipe that we're going to get on LTE and all the capabilities? So we created this open program called NG Connect. And I'm going to turn it over to my colleague to talk a little bit about the NG Connect program.
Okay. So one of the things that we found with our customers is that, unlike the situation in the past where some of the new wireless technologies were introduced and some of the elements of the ecosystem sort of arrived later, devices and things like that, our customers were looking for, they wanted a complete ecosystem with devices, application platforms, right from the get-go, so that when LTE comes to market, it can come together with some really compelling offerings for subscribers. So one of the things that we did was we helped to launch an initiative which is, it has a bit of identity of its own called NG Connect. And what NG Connect does is it serves as a way for various companies that are parts of this ecosystem to come together, do some work on coming up with creative ideas about how LTE networks can be used, and then come up with proof of concept applications in labs that we provide to actually test them out and see how they'll operate in a real world environment, and then determine whether there's an appetite for those on the operator side. And one of the things that we found, as we started to do this research, is that because you have such large bandwidth opportunities with LTE, it gives a chance to introduce some applications that maybe we haven't seen before in a wireless network, where one subscriber doesn't just have a phone and maybe a connected PC or a network, but they might have 8 or 10 different devices associated with them, and it could be things like automobiles, consumer electronics, and cameras, mobile gaming devices, as well as phones, or laptops, or netbooks, or mobile internet.
Billboards too, right? You mentioned.
Well, exactly. And then the other thing is when you start getting into the area of machine-to-machine communications and things that don't actually have any subscriber attached, like digital signage, where you're taking billboards and that can be dynamically upgraded with new content, once a day or once a week or every 15 minutes if you want. All over the place, and you don't have to run fiber or DSL or microwave links into those base stations, and just use a commercial LTE network.
And we hope to see NG Connect in our cars or changing the way we drive in the future?
Well, absolutely. I mean, another big area of opportunity we see is for automotive connectivity, where the vehicle in a sense becomes a terminal. And we're working through NG Connect with operators or groups like QNX, which is a supplier of vehicle operating systems, that are looking to integrate that kind of broadband connectivity into vehicles. So you could do telematics, you could do emergency response systems, you could do downloading of GPS maps, so you don't have to take the car into the dealership to do that, and then all kinds of the traditional infotainment type services, TV, news, whatever for the passengers.
That's great news. Well, thank you guys. This was great.
Thank you.